Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. The weekend is over. It's time to get back to work. It's May the 9th. Man, this month is cruising right by. Coming up later in the program, I'm going to be visiting with a young man it was just so impressive to read the story about Zach Marks. When he was 11 years old, he came out with this idea for a Facebook for kids. It's called GromSocial.com, and tracked the kid down. We're going to be chatting with him. It was a really cool story that I read about it, and I was like, that's just awesome. So excited to visit with him later in the show. Australian medical researchers say that a popular insomnia drug has been shown to make people gain weight by sleepwalking to the kitchen and eating while they sleep. You might not want to do that. Wake up in the morning choking on a chicken bone or something. That could be bad. Speaking of Australia, an Australian biotech company has invented an implant that gives you a perfect tan in just 2 days. A tiny high-tech device is put under the skin, and it stimulates melanin production, which results in a suntan that lasts 2 months. This reminds me of a movie from the 1980s. Maybe it was the 90s, but there was a movie where a guy used a drug to make himself really, really, really tan, and he got a scholarship. He was Caucasian, but he got an African-American scholarship. Remember that?
I remember that.
What was that movie called?
Soul Man.
Yeah. What was the guy's name that was in it? He's a good actor.
Oh, he's adorable.
I can't think of what his name is.
C. Thomas Howell.
There, I knew you'd know it. She's good, folks. She's good. Coming up, we got some special stuff happening today. We'll tell you all about that in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Monday, May the 9th. Today is time of remembrance and recognition for those who lost their lives during the Second World War. I think that was over the weekend as well, so I think that maybe is a couple of days. Today is also National Moscato Day. Is that some kind of wine?
It is. It's a very sweet wine.
And I think that was, you got me drinking some of that.
Yeah,
it wasn't
you like
too bad.
Moscato.
It was kind of sweet. It was all right, though. National Women's Checkup Day. National Occupational Safety and Health Professionals Day as well. So is that OSHA? I bet that is OSHA. Occupational and Safety and Health Professionals Day. So anyway, don't do anything dangerous on the job today because the OSHA people are taking the day off with their, special day they get to celebrate. So sounds like a fun day for them. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Got some really interesting news coming your way here in a bit.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Do you take Christina and her name to be your lawfully wedded name? When Christina Eliasson married Joe Harkless, you'd expect her name to become Christina Harkless, right?
Right.
Wrong. In a very rare occasion here, very extremely rare occurrence, many think might be the first of his kind, Joe took his wife's last name. Christina Eliasson said the couple made the name change to preserve her family's name. Her father was the last boy in the family, and there were no other Eliassons to carry on the name. Joseph said he did it because he just loves her. Biggest problem was with the license and Social Security bureaus that were so confused, they were not prepared to handle anything like this. The couple said a criminal investigation was conducted to make sure Joseph was not changing his name to hide from the law.
Good Lord.
So he needed to change his name after the fact, too, because I bet his buddies were giving him guff about that for a long time. Hey, how you doing there, Mrs. Ellison? I think it's cool that he did that. I'm not saying that I would have wanted to do that, but I can tell you my last name's Small. You're now Heidi Small. I'm not sure that your last name would have been any better. John Braunschweig instead of
Yeah.
If I would have switched over to your last name, probably not. But his last name was Harkless, and her last name was Ellison, and now his last name is also Ellison. He took her last name. It's bizarre. You don't see that. And like I said, they think this could be potentially the first ever time that this has happened. All I know is, it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain. and this is your Brain on Drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your Brain on Drugs. And I'm looking to see how this has anything to do with drugs. I guess I'm going to read it. It fell in my Brain on Drugs segment. The Polish town of Sosnowiec, a man was walking down the street, but he was injured when he was hit by a falling St. Bernard
Oh.
that had fallen out or was thrown out of a two-story window. Police believe the 110-pound dog was pushed out the window by its drunken owner. Okay, I see. That's where the drugs come in. Actually, the dog escaped with just a few scratches because he had a soft landing on the guy walking by. A police spokesperson says the man was more in a psychological state of shock than actually being physically hurt. The 1-year-old dog, again, 110 pounds, big dog, St. Bernard, named Oscar, was placed in an animal shelter while police investigate his drunken
I would
owner
hope so.
for animal abuse.
That's
So,
awful.
You don't want to do that. Why would you do that? That would be really, really sad to throw your dog out the window. The dude was drunk. And I'm not saying that that's a reason to do it, but that's why he did it.
That'd be
So,
almost as bad as throwing your dog off the second floor balcony of your house.
Yeah, you don't do that. You just, you talking about what happened to me?
Yeah.
Our dog, I didn't throw our dog. She jumped off my lap, and I was sitting in a chair right next to the railing, and she jumped between the spindles, and her little back legs popped out, and it caught the spindles, and she fell down and landed on the sofa. I felt so bad for her. I was like, oh, no. She was fine. She barked at me and didn't hang out with me for a while. I think she's completely forgotten about that because she hasn't killed me in my sleep or anything. Coming up, we've got your moment of duh. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
A newborn baby was welcomed into the world at gunpoint. It's a crazy case of miscommunication by Kettering, Ohio police and a woman who gave birth while in her car. It started when Debbie Coleman was driving and began to give birth. She pulled over at a gas station and delivered the baby herself.
Whoa.
And then took off towards the hospital. A gas station attendant alerted police, who got the woman confused with another report of a stolen van. The police pulled over Coleman, ordered her out of her car at gunpoint. Once they realized their mistake, they said, "Oh, wait, no, you get back in. Let's get you to the hospital. You got a baby hanging out of you."
Wow.
So, can you imagine that? That wouldn't be a very fun way to be
That
born,
would
would
not at all, no.
it? Do you remember being born?
No.
I do. It shocked me so much I didn't talk for 2 years.
Good Lord.
You don't think so? I'm stealing jokes from a joke book I just read.
Yeah.
Did it help?
No.
You said I need to improve my my sense of humor. That didn't work?
No.
I have to look into other books. All right, coming up, we've got your scoop of the day. That is on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. In Taiwan, people are taking their pets to fortune tellers to find out what is in store for their furry friends. This is in Taiwan.
That is ridiculous.
Dogs and cats and rabbits are being taken to fortune tellers, with some people bringing pictures of dead dogs to find out if their pet is having a good life in the afterlife.
What are you going to say? No? I mean, even if...
Wait, Heidi. Shh. We can do that right here at the radio station. Bring us $20 and a photo of your pet, and we'll tell you how they're
your
doing.
pet's doing fine.
$50, and I guarantee your pet's doing fine. Please don't really do that. I don't want your money, and I don't want you to bring photos of your dead dog. Amazon is serious, though, about getting products to you when you order, and they want them there lightning fast, or maybe even at drone speed. Amazon says their latest drones will get a package of 5 pounds or less to a customer within 30 minutes up to 10 miles away. Meanwhile, that's Amazon doing that. Meanwhile, Uber's helicopter business is getting ready to take off. Uber is said to be partnering with Airbus on a test program to provide chopper service on demand through their application, just as they do now with car rides. Uber has also experimented with offering boat rides and even smart routes that mimic bus lines. And it says here, on-demand food package deliveries to all fuel rapid growth. I don't know what that means. Anyway, Uber's working on some crazy stuff. The next one is helicopters. Heidi would like that. You like
I
helicopters.
love helicopters.
On her 40th birthday, I gave her a helicopter ride. I hired a helicopter to come in, and that was really so much fun. We went up. You should have saw how happy she was. I have a photo of that. Still the happiest I've ever seen you. I'm almost
He
positive.
didn't let me fly it, though.
Well, of course not. He didn't want to die. An elderly woman in China was devastated when she discovered her savings stashed in her attic had been devoured by an army of ants. She had $6,000 in cash.
Oh, my goodness.
And the ants turned it into a nest. So
no.
she had $6,000. Not anymore. Recent study by the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University confirmed the positive impact of teens sharing meals with their families. Study tracked teenagers who have dinner with their family 2 or fewer nights per week compared to those who have dinner with their family at least 5 times a week. Those teens were 1.5 times as likely to drink alcohol, 2.5 times as likely to smoke cigarettes, and nearly 3 times as likely to try marijuana, the ones that don't spend as much time having dinner with mom and dad. So there you go. Kids, we'll see you tonight for dinner.
Our kids have dinner with us every night.
They do. But we usually have alcohol while we're having dinner, too, so I'm just kidding. We don't really do that.
Not the children.
You do once in a while. You should drink wine with everything. What do you got there? You're drinking wine. What do you have with that? More wine?
Gummy bears.
Gummy bears. Why do we have gummy bears in our freezer?
I think Tyson put them in there.
Oh, I've never seen anyone do that before. I thought that was kind of bizarre. Hey, a poll has come out gauging public interest in likely future technological advancements. We generally a little bit against the idea of altering DNA in kids in the womb, but they don't seem all that concerned about self-driving cars. Says we're obviously worried about potential sci-fi movie scenarios because 65% of us are against using robots to take care of the sick and elderly. 63% are against the use of drones in any way. And again, generally, the majority of the people in the survey said, I don't think it's a good idea to alter the DNA of children in the womb. But again, most people didn't seem too concerned about self-driving cars. I'm a little bit concerned about them because I'm like, if a self-driving car smashes into me, whose fault is it? Is it mine or nobody's? Probably nobody's. It's probably mine. Analysts say that if we keep making computers that think the way they do, there will be a robot uprising. Again, analysts say that, not some sci-fi writer. People who actually get paid to analyze things. And some less than appealing news from Britain. There's a decent chance the guy sitting next to you is wearing 7-year-old underwear. That's the average length of time British men hang on to their undies before buying new ones. How old do you think my underwear are?
Probably not 7.
I'm going through my noggin right now trying to think the last time. I got
You wear yours out so fast. You couldn't possibly go 7. All you'd have is a band.
I've got some like that. What is that? It's my underwear. No, it's not. It's a band with a little bit of fabric hanging down. It's my Tarzan
It's
underwear.
like a loincloth.
We're married, by the way. That's how she knows what my underwear look like. Just in case you're just tuning in, you're going, wow, you guys really get to know each other. Time for strange law. Oklahoma law declares that dogs must have a permit signed by the mayor in order to congregate in groups of 3 or more on private property.
Oh, yeah, that's easily done.
That's from Oklahoma. That is a strange law. This has been your Scoop of the Day.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. We get a special guest joining us right now. This is a young man, only 15 years young, and he's got a really cool company. We're chatting right now with a young man by the name of Zach Marks, and he's with GromSocial.com. Zach, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Very, very good. Now, first of all, you didn't just start this. You started working on this a while back, didn't you?
Yeah, I started working on it when I was 11.
So a lot of kids, when they're 11, they're maybe riding bicycles and they're, playing with little toys and stuff like that. What made you decide, hey, I'm going to launch a website?
Well, I was never allowed to have a Facebook account. My dad deleted both of my Facebook accounts, so that was my biggest thing. I always wanted to socialize with my friends. And when I wasn't allowed to have a Facebook account, I sat down with my brothers and sisters, and we decided to create a website together.
And you've got quite a few brothers and sisters. You're one of 6, right?
Yeah, correct.
So now where do you land? Are you the oldest, the youngest, in the middle?
I am the second oldest.
Second oldest. All right. Because, sometimes they say if you're the oldest or the youngest or the middle, it supposedly says something about who you are. I don't know if I believe all of that, but second oldest, we'll go with it because you've done pretty darn well with GromSocial. Now, what made you decide to call it GromSocial?
So Grom comes from Australia, and I think, when we were starting out with all my brothers and sisters, we're all surfers, and we lived in a small surf town at the time called Melbourne Beach back in Florida. And Grom was a word that was used there a lot. Like, hey, Grom, let's go surf. Hey, Grom, let's go do this. So we thought it would be a cool name, and it's a fun name.
So Grom is kind of like buddy, hey, pal, hey, friend. That's what Grom is?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to understand, Zach, I'm an old dude. I don't understand any of this stuff. So
No. It's becoming more of a household name for sure.
Well, that's awesome. And the good news is, you're really not gearing your site towards people like me anyway. Who are the majority of the people that are on your website?
It's really the 7 to 13 is our membership base. Those are the kids that we target. We do have the site go up to the age of 16, but really 7 to 13 is where we see most of our traction on the website.
So what are some of the most popular things that you see on your social media for kids? And people refer to this quite often as Facebook for kids, but it's you're not connected to Facebook at all, are you?
No, not at all. But the stuff that we see, it's usually kids posting stuff, so they post, funny videos, funny, quotes or photos of them doing something cool, maybe on vacation or, all of the above, finding videos off the internet. It's just really they post the craziest things.
Well, and the thing that's neat, there are people that are maybe a little bit older that are teenagers that are on Facebook, and now moms and dads are on there as well. So a lot of the kids that are in their teens are even going, Facebook's not cool anymore because my mom and dad are on there. So they're coming out with other things. I like the fact that you built this page really geared towards kids that first of all, can't even have a Facebook page. If you're under 13, you're not supposed to have one. But this is a way to insulate them from some of the stuff that does get put on regular social media. How do you make sure that it is a kid that's opening an account?
Yeah, so what you said earlier about the Facebook thing, about how the parents are on and the kids don't really like it, it's because that exact reason the parents are on Facebook, so it's kind of boring for the kids now. But anyway, so how we keep it safe so we don't know if there's an adult trying to sign up as a kid. Let's just say some older guy's trying to sign up as a 13-year-old girl. So he goes through the sign-up process, he lies about his age, puts in a username, puts in an email address. It's not hard to do. So you start building your account profile up, and you have a 3-step verification that we have. So it's either you have to pick up the phone and call GromSocial, and then we manually approve your account. You sign a letter, then you send it in, and then we approve it that way, or you pay a secure payment of $1. So we verify that you have a legit credit card. So let's say they get past that. Now they're on the website, and the first people that they're friends with is all of our characters, which the characters have monitor their site 24/7. Mm-hmm. So they see this new person come in, and they welcome him to the site, and they say, oh, hey, how's it going? Most likely that person's not going to chat back. Then let's say that old guy tries to find a real 13-year-old girl on the website. That old guy who sent the 13-year-old girl, the real 13-year-old girl's parent is going to see this person wants to be friends with my daughter, and, okay, I have no idea who this person is, so I'm going to deny it. So the parents ultimately have full access to the kid's account. So
there's some really nice things that you guys have in place there to make sure that it really is kids and it's not somebody pretending to be kids. I like that.
Definitely. That's
a really cool thing. Again, right now we're visiting, for those of you that are just tuning in, we're visiting with a young man by the name of Zach Marks. He's 15 years old right now, and he started a website. He's a tech entrepreneur, one of the youngest tech entrepreneurs out there, founder of the multi-million-dollar GromSocial. And now this website has been around for how long, sir?
About 4 years.
And over the course of the last 4 years, have you seen the kind of growth that you were expecting, or has it grown way faster than you thought it would?
Growing way faster than I ever even dreamed of it. So it's crazy.
And I'm reading the story here. I like that you secured a loan from your older brother and enlisted help from other siblings to create the website. So how did that conversation go when you sat down with your brother? You're like, hey, I need to borrow some money to build a website. What was that conversation like?
And it was kind of funny because he was 13 at the time and I was 11 when I first started it. And I was like, hey, I need to borrow some money. And he's like, for what? And I'm like, I wanted to do this thing, and I just started talking really fast and just about like what I wanted to do. He's like, okay. So what do you need it for? I'm like, I need money to build it. And he gave it to me because he thought, he was obviously, I downloaded him on the full idea later, but yeah, it was cool that he gave me the money in the beginning. But the conversation was funny.
So,
it was a funny conversation for sure.
So, Zach, are you the one that did the programming on the site and the designing of the site, or who did all of the work to make this thing happen?
So in the beginning, when I did get the $2,500 from my brother, I contacted a family friend who was a web developer. So I gave him the money to start to develop the website. But I don't. In the beginning, no, I had no idea how to really code or anything. I know the basics of it now, if that, but I understand it. But I couldn't code a whole entire website. But yeah, that's who I went to, was a family friend.
And you had success right away. I'm reading here, the first 9 days, 47,000 members. That's crazy.
Yeah, and yeah, it was crazy. And with the $2,500 budget that we had, we can, you have to buy servers and stuff to host the website on. So we had a server that was about $10 a month, and it could only hold about, a couple hundred kids a month coming to the website. So we had 47,000 kids visit the site in 9 days. It crashed.
Wow.
So yeah, it was pretty crazy.
So now you have over 2.3 million members now. And where are these people from? Are they all from the United States or all over the place?
No, we're in over 200 countries and territories around the world. I actually think we have more members outside the country than we do inside the country. But I'm not exactly sure, but I think the last time I checked, that's what it was. I think like 52% outside the country and 48% in America.
That's awesome. So now you've got brothers and sisters. Any of those guys work with you there at GromSocial?
Oh, yeah, all of them do. And it's funny if, obviously if I was with you right now, I would show you all the characters that we built. And each one, there's actually, each one of my brothers and sisters, they help design their own character. So every one of my family has a character.
Nice.
Obviously, my character, you can probably pick out. I'm wearing a red shirt and blue jeans with a hat on, the Zach character. But there's all the characters you see on the website, like Jack and Ashley. They're all based off of my family members, so it's kind of cool.
That's really, really neat. Well, this is such a cool story, and for people listening, again, I want to make sure I remind you, even though he sounds way older, Zach is 15 years young right now. He's the founder of a website called GromSocial, and he started working on this when he was 11 years old. The site now has over 2.3 million users. So, Zach, for youngsters listening that are kind of interested in starting their own business, what was the most difficult part of doing this?
I think the most difficult part was getting people to kind of take me serious in the beginning. Because starting at a young age, people kind of laughed at it, and I was lucky enough that the web developer that I did go to thought my idea was actually awesome, and he really helped me out with it. But I think having people take you serious, and what I like to do is that every year, or even every month, or even every week, is kind of just set goals and try to accomplish those goals. But just keep on working for it.
Well, Zach, I'm going to keep my eye on you because I'm telling you what, I wish I was as far ahead as you are at age 15. Congratulations on all the success, and keep on doing it, brother.
Thank you.
Again, our guest today has been Zach Marks, and he is the founder and one of the youngest tech entrepreneurs out there, founder of a website called GromSocial. It's a multi-million-dollar site. Again, gromsocial.com. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Former U.S. President Grover Cleveland, when he was a sheriff, twice served as a hangman. So at least 2 times, a former U.S. president was the guy that was actually the one that did the hanging on somebody. It's kind of crazy. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Every calendar year has at least one Friday the 13th. There will always be at least one every single year.
I like Friday the 13th.
I know you do. That's your lucky day. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Cindy Crawford was valedictorian in high school and won a full college scholarship to study chemical engineering at Northwest University. She dropped out after only 1 semester because she was making so much money as a model. So
Well,
she's
hey.
apparently very bright as well. chemical engineering. That's pretty cool. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Casanova, supposedly the greatest lover of all time. What was Casanova's job?
I have no idea.
If I told you librarian, would you believe me? That's absolutely true. And a fun fact for you, Heidi. Schroeder is the Peanut Gang member who is the catcher for the kids' baseball team. Wasn't he also the piano player?
I have no idea.
Well, he was the catcher when they played baseball. There you go. A couple of fun facts for you on a Monday edition of the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by RadioReallyWorks.com. I know you're listening to a podcast, but did you know the John and Heidi Show is also a radio show? And for those of you who have businesses, you should consider using radio to advertise your business. We can even help you create some catchy little jingles or amazing radio ads that will help pull people in. Get all the details or just learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. That's RadioReallyWorks.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. A few things to worry about. For those of you who have some phobias, you might not even know what they're called. But you might have nomophobia. Do you know what that is?
Fear of gnomes?
No, nomophobia is the fear of being out of mobile phone contact. So maybe it's because you roam like a gnome. I don't know. It's N-O-M-O-phobia, nomophobia. How about vindigamophobia?
I have no idea.
World of Warcraft fans, this is the fear of video games. Ooh, I'm not afraid of video games, but I don't play them. How about interphobia?
I have no clue.
It is the fear of the internet or the World Wide Web. Does your mother have that? Do you think that's what she has?
I think she's just afraid of new things.
She doesn't like technology. She was on the internet for a week. Not even that long. I just remember
she was so afraid she was going to break something.
I still never forget the phone call that I got. She called me. She was trying to get Yahoo to work. But she called me and she said, John, I'm having trouble with my Yahoo. And I was like, what now? I had no clue what she was talking about. I can't get my Yahoo to work. I'm like, you mean your Yahoo? I thought we were talking about something completely different, Mom. It's Heidi's mother. Anyway, moving right along. How about dextrophobia? I think we've talked about this. What is that? Do you remember?
Fingers?
No, it's fear of everything to your right, everything to the right of your body.
Oh.
Colorophobia is scary clowns. Thought of being, it's not that really, it's one of the most common phobias. One of the top 10 most common phobias is the fear of clowns.
Okay.
And that's called colorophobia. How about electrophobia?
Fear
Electrophobia.
Of electronics?
No, it's generally known to be an extreme fear of live chickens. Electrophobia. Pupophobia. Pupophobia is a cruel
Puppies.
half-cousin to colophobia because pupophobia is the fear of puppets. So if you're afraid of puppets. How about sesquipophobia? Sesquipophobia. I probably said it wrong. Anyway, it is the fear of long words. I think I have that because I can never get them right. Last two on the list here. Cathisophobia is the fear of sitting, and genzophobia is the fear of knees. Imagine if you had no knees and you just walked with straight legs. That would be tough. That would be a tough phobia to have right there.
Fear of knees.
Uh-huh. Oh, cover those knees. I bet they probably love winter. Probably not a big fan of summer. Just a guess. Speaking of summer, going to talk about sunburns coming up in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
Headline for this story says, it's the ultimate sunburn. Is the sun really burning itself out? Yep. Eventually the sun will burn itself out and the earth will freeze over. When that happens, somewhere in the neighborhood of, according to scientists, 94 million miles from the earth, that the sun has the speed of light, will actually have a little over 8 minutes before the daylight goes dark and the temperature plunges very, very quickly. When is this going to happen? Tomorrow at 2. No, I'm just kidding. It's not going to happen for a long time. And when it does happen, like I said, the sun, the light from the sun and the heat from the sun travels at light speed, 94 million miles. It takes 8 minutes to get from the sun to the earth. So when the sun goes out, we'll have a whopping 8 minutes to prepare for it. So maybe get
I think you'll know
maybe get some candles
in advance
now, just in
before it's
case.
going to burn out.
Yeah,
but-
I think so. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's what.
But we're not
scientists
going
have
to be
say.
here anyway, so
I don't
who
think
cares?
so. I don't either. Unless it is tomorrow at 2. And if that's the case, I literally just guessed. I have nothing to do with that. Coming up, going to talk about flushing your career. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
Would you ever consider cleaning bathrooms or toilets for a living? Don't respond too quickly.
If I had to, yeah.
Could be the best thing for your health. Many people that have that particular job are doing pretty darn well. A lot of us sit behind a desk and do paperwork. Most of us never consider cleaning bathrooms unless that was the last option. No offense to those that do it, but we appreciate the work you do. Trust me. Most of us just don't like the idea of us doing that. But it turns out it's a much healthier job than sitting at a desk. According to a study from microbiologists from the University of Arizona, the average desk has 400 times more bacteria than the average toilet bowl. The study shows office toilets actually have the lowest levels of germs in the entire office. They tested every surface. Toilets were the cleanest. Maybe it's because they get cleaned the most.
Probably, because you never clean your desk.
And if you step away from your desk, you're not going to get away. They also have germs on phones. And they have germs all over the place. Your entire workstation, your chair.
I'm not a germaphobe, though. None of that bothers me at all.
Water fountains, door handles, microwaves, even your computer keyboard completely covered in germs. I'll be doing the rest of the program wrapped in bubble wrap, sprayed down with a whole bunch of sanitizer. So we'll be back with more of that in a bit.
Do you like fun t-shirts? Our friends at 80s Tees have a bunch of fun designs from the movies and pop culture. This month, we're giving you a chance to win a $25 credit to buy the t-shirt you like, with designs from Star Wars, Superman, Ghostbusters, Deadpool, and hundreds of others. Sign up to win a $25 credit. Register for free right now at winthisonline.com. We will select 2 winners at the end of this month. You could be one of them, but only if you register at winthisonline.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Even brainiacs lose their keys. They just know how to jumpstart their memories, according to Scott Hagwood, who memorized the order of 9 decks of cards in an hour to become the first American Grandmaster of Memory. And he's got some tips on recalling. Now, here's the thing that's interesting.
Did you just talk to him?
No, this is Scott Hagwood. I just had to look to see, because I had the world record holder, Dave Farrow, on our program last Friday. This guy memorized 9 decks of cards. I think he had memorized 32, I think it was. 32 decks of cards. He memorized the order of all of them. So, Scott Hagwood, you ain't got nothing on Dave Farrow. So, there you go. Anyway, he says if you have a long list, walk into a grocery store or music store without a list, chances are you'll forget something you came for. Mental lists can dissolve when you're faced with an abundance of similar choices. The Brain Booster, visualize each choice. The more unusually, the more easily it'll be recalled, according to Shane Bush, Ph.D. in neuropsychology. Says, imagine Keira Knightley holding the milk in one hand and a loaf of bread in her other, wearing nothing but a miniskirt.
This is so dumb.
Yeah, I think so too. So if you want to do all that, why not just write a list?
No, write a list.
How about a date's details? Remember little things. Her dog's name, her favorite color. She'll be eating out of the palm of your hand. But that laundry list of information is too difficult to sort out, particularly when you're paying attention to something other than her lips, most likely. The Brain Booster, use the room technique. You'll be able to recall tremendous amounts of information quite quickly, according to Hagwood. It says, pick a room that's familiar to you. When she starts telling you about her life, imagine her doing this in different parts of that room. So things like pictures of her jogging in the corner. If she watches Gilmore Girls, imagine her watching that on your TV, and so on and so forth. When you're trying to remember it, think of your room and you'll remember that stuff. Again, phooey. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe that works, but I've never tried it, so I don't know. Have to try to remember stuff, maybe. Phone numbers. Brain buffers can handle only so much, so combine them into bigger units. George W. Reebok says, he's a professor, by the way, at Johns Hopkins University, find meanings in sections of the number. Local phone numbers have already been broken up into chunks, so split them even more. It says look for 3 or 4 digit patterns and link them together, maybe years, area codes, whatever. And the last thing is introductions. You even paying attention over there anymore?
Not really.
You forgot to listen to this, didn't you? Introductions. Doesn't matter how good you are remembering things. It says even experts can forget information that's delivered too quickly. The key here is they say control the flow of the info. So there you go. If you want to know more about that, all of this comes from Men's Health. They apparently have it. I forgot to tell you about that because it was all about, remembering stuff. Coming up, we've got some good news to share before we wrap things up on a Monday.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, JohnandHeidiShow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Are you ready for some good news, Heidi?
Sure.
I think we're all ready for some good news. It's a Monday. I mean, who wouldn't want some good news on a Monday? Scientists have long known that working out regularly can not only benefit your brain and your brawn, but it can also lift your mood, too. Now, according to Huffington Post, a new study published last week in the Journal of Cognition and Emotion suggests that a 30-minute run can help you to better regulate your emotions. For the study, 40 men and 40 women were asked to complete a questionnaire gauging their emotional mood. Researchers found that people who reacted very strongly after watching a sad film clip could more readily regulate their emotions to bounce back from the sad mood if they had done 30 minutes of aerobic exercise previously. So they're saying sad puppy movie made them very sad, but if they had exercised right before that, they weren't quite as sad. So there you go. Do you believe all of that stuff?
I don't know.
Were you even listening to that, too?
I don't exercise. So
I think Heidi's checked out for the day.
couldn't tell you. I have checked out for the day.
She's like, all right,
It's
whatever.
a Monday.
Are we done? Because this was
I'm
good news,
done.
right? So we're done? Okay. All right. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. We appreciate you tuning in. I'm excited for tomorrow. We've got Tuesdays with Charlie. That's always a lot of fun. Got some really fun guests later in the week as well. There's a movie at the theaters right now, Civil War, and it's Captain America versus Iron Man. Going to be visiting with Dr. Travis Langley on Wednesday. He's got a book here. I got the book just today. So the unauthorized Captain America versus Iron Man, Freedom, Security, and Psychology, forward by Stan Lee. So I'm going
Why do they keep pairing up these superheroes against each other? I don't
know.
understand what the point is of that. They're all supposed to be the good guys.
They're making money. That's
Oh,
why.
it's ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure it has something to do with cha-ching. I think that's why they do it. Look how it did over the weekend. It did well. It's going to do even better. So we're going to be chatting with them coming up this Wednesday. And I'm going to be giving that book away as well because I got the book. I'm not into that kind of stuff. So I'll be telling you Wednesday how you'll have a chance to win the book, Captain America versus Iron Man. So be listening for your details on that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Bonus break is brought to you by WinThisOnline.com. And I was telling you a little bit ago that we're going to be giving away that book, Captain America versus Iron Man. Guess where I'm giving it away?
On WinThisOnline.com.
You are a genius. What a great
I am.
idea. Let's do that. Anywhere in the world, if you're listening and you want to win it, go there. WinThisOnline.com. That is just one of the many things you'll be able to win there. In Clay, New York, cops are looking for the boyfriend of Roxanne Lawrence. So the cops paid a little visit to Roxanne's apartment. When asked about the boyfriend, Willard Franks, Roxanne said, never heard of him. She got up to show the cops the door. As she walked in front of them, one of the officers noticed a tattoo on her neck. Guess what it said?
Willard.
Willard. So either she's a huge fan of Willard Scott or she was lying. Turns out the latter was true. Willie was arrested soon thereafter. Willard? Never heard of the guy. Why do you have a tattoo that says Willard? Oh, I'm a big fan of the Weatherman. That's why. You know he was the first Ronald McDonald, right? Don't have any other way of stopping a robber? Pin him to the ground with a wrestling move. Former high school wrestling champ pinned a young robber to the ground and told the robber that he would dislocate his shoulder if he tried to escape. The robber, a teenager, tried to snatch some cash from a bag of a Toronto woman when he bumped into our wrestling hero, Reg Toes. Reg pinned the robber and waited for police to arrive to arrest the 19-year-old thug. I think that is awesome. It's really cool when you see somebody on the street just say, you know what, no, you're done. That ain't going to
Yep.
happen.
That's awesome.
All right, and we got one final story for our bonus break here. New Orleans. If you talk to people from New Orleans, they don't say it the way we say it.
Nolans.
Yeah, it's almost like one word. So we're
Yeah.
from Nolans. Where? Nolans. What's Nolans? New Orleans. I'm like, oh, I get it now. I've heard of that place. Prosecutors there were too busy to see a bank vault manager who had who wanted to confess that he had stolen $900,000.
Whoa.
Ricardo
Whoa.
Antonio Poncheo had to wait a week to get an appointment with the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Oh, my gosh.
After resigning, police say no one suspected a thing until he gave himself up. He apparently wanted to get the secret off his chest. His lawyer, Vinny Mosaka, said he really wanted to get this behind him. He wasn't able to get an appointment with the government because some of the people there had a scheduling problem. According to embezzlement charges, He had been stealing money since 1991. The U.S. Attorney's Office and Bank One did not want to comment on the case, but he turned himself in, which I'm proud of him for doing that.
Yep, absolutely.
But you don't do that. You don't steal money. Guys, come on.
Yeah.
Go
that's
out
too
and
bad.
earn the money, and then it's yours. You don't have to worry about it. If people would just do the right thing, the world would be a better place. And if you want to do the right thing, sign up to win some cool stuff. Our friend started the website, winthisonline.com. We have some really neat things on there right now. I talked to you earlier today about the book, Captain America versus Iron Man. That's one that's on there, but there's other really neat stuff on there, too. Some little coupon codes from Zubaz, a little coupon code from 80s Tees, or credit codes, I should say, because you get like a $50 credit from the one, $25 credit from the other. Go buy some neat stuff. Get it all and check it out. It's all free at winthisonline.com.